We're at Reggae Lane at the moment, and Reggae Lane has become one of the huge symbols that acknowledges the music history of the musicians over the years who've made a solid cultural contribution, musical and cultural contribution to this neighborhood, where we had about 100,000 Jamaicans during the 70s and 80s migrated to Canada, and a lot of them ended up in this neighborhood.
And this is one of the stops on the tour.
It's one of about 15 stops on the tour. The tour lasts for 2 hours long. It's what I would call an experiential interactive tour, meaning we introduce you to some of the music by some of the artists. We also show you some of the photographs of some of the iconic buildings or artists. And what you get is a much richer experience about this area and its history. It's talking about a little known part of our history here in Toronto. Music unites people, we know that, and more importantly, it's very unique. The concept of a music history tour, there aren't too many examples of that. For instance, there's a reggae music school called the Satellites Music School, and everybody knows the Satellites band in Toronto. However, the band came after the school. Some of the members joined the band, and the Satellites went on to become a huge household word.
Still I wanna be loved, needed with the same intensity.
So you've mentioned some landmarks and shops and these places that are connected to music.
Yes.
A lot of people might not realize that some of these places are connected to some of our musical history.
It's very connected. You know, for example, there's the Wisdom Barber Shop, which was started over 4 decades ago by Jimmy Wisdom. And Jimmy Wisdom was part of a duo called Bob and Wisdom that started their career in Montego Bay, Jamaica. They later moved here and wanted to continue their career. However, getting radio play at that time was small to none. And so they had to pivot to having day jobs. For him, it became his barbershop. His singing career became more of a side hustle. Needless to say, he became very successful. Others were trained there. Musicians practiced in his basement. Now, since he passed, maybe 5 years ago, he's been honored with a mural. The fear is that these guys will pass and not get their flowers, so to speak. So as you know, an organization concerned with archiving Black Canadian artist history, we felt it was important not just to focus on the entire country, but also to focus on a hub, you know, like Little Jamaica, which gave us a lot of great music. Nana McLean is a great example. She's considered the Canadian queen of reggae, but most people don't know about her past as an entrepreneur. She ran a couple of record stores, Top Ranking and Treasure Isle. That's huge for a woman back in the day entering into the music space. This history is not well documented, even in our local libraries, let alone in the books that young students coming up might be able to see and get inspired by learning about these artists.
But I didn't care about those lies. I felt for his Georgia eyes.
Why did you think it was important to create a tour like this?
It's essential that we know from whence we came in order to know how to go forward. And so I think that's the importance, not just for the Black community, but I want to be able to say that my history includes all of Toronto. And so this is another reason to think about it on another level. We need to learn more about each other as Torontonians, and here's another great opportunity for you to get into that culture and that community by exploring the music.